The words we could hear next is Disney is delaying its opening dates.
Hey guys, it's KJ.
And John.
Welcome to our channel where we do videos on
Disney,
motherhood and lifestyle. If you like this video, please
give it a thumbs up,
hit the subscribe button,
ding that notification bell,
and leave us a comment. John, what are we going to talk about today?
Well, today we have some important news if you're going to be taking a Disney vacation this summer. And it's something that we alluded to in our latest news and updates video. That being that more than 7,000 people have signed a petition on moveon.org urging Disney and government officials to reconsider opening Disney World next month. The parks have been closed since March 17th when the coronavirus pandemic began. Disney theme parks and the surrounding resorts employ 70,000 cast members, many of whom have been furloughed since April 19th.
As John mentioned in our last news video, we talked about the rising COVID cases in Florida and how that might impact the opening of Walt Disney World. Could it mean that it is delayed? We don't know, but that's something that we did suspect.
Yeah, and we have fresh numbers on those COVID cases in the state of Florida. On June 24th, the state of Florida confirmed 5,500 new cases of coronavirus. That was a more than 5% increase day to day and brings their statewide total to over 100,000 cases since the pandemic started earlier this year. As news of these petitions continue to gain momentum, Disney shares fell on Wednesday's trading more than 4% due to fears that the parks would not be able to reopen on July 11th and July 15th, respectively.
Universal Studios in Orlando opened up earlier this month, and even with reduced capacity, they are still seeing small crowds. And John and I are wondering, would it be the same for Walt Disney World? I mean, we're part of the Disney community. You guys know, if you're watching this, you're probably part of the Disney community too. Disney has its own fan base, so maybe it wouldn't be the same as Universal. You might see more people at Walt Disney World because I think a lot of people in the Disney community and beyond are itching to get back to the Disney parks.
Yeah, and if the park reservation system that went live on Monday, June 22nd is any indicator, there is a lot of excitement about getting back to the theme parks. So if it opens, I don't think it will have the same small crowds, even with the reduced capacity, as they're seeing in Universal.
We've also seen on social media and in the media that the crowds at Disney Springs have not been that large, but that is Disney Springs, and it's shopping and restaurants, and not everything is open. It's not the parks, it's not the rides, it's not the same excitement. While we love Disney Springs, it's just not the same.
Yeah, and the one thing about Disney Springs is without the resort hotel guests, that's obviously going to take away from what the Disney Springs crowds could be. Once you start getting people back in the hotels, you'll have those people heading down to Disney Springs for their evening meals and entertainment. And while 7,000 signatures may not seem like a large number, it has been enough to get Disney's attention. They did release a statement on the matter through a Disney spokesperson, stating that the safety and well-being of our cast members and guests are at the forefront of our planning. We are in active dialogue with our unions on the extensive health and safety protocols, following guidance from public health experts, which we plan to implement.
If you guys have been following along with us, you know that we've talked about this many times before, the health and safety measures Disney does plan to take, and they're already taking in Disney Springs and their other parks around the world. Things like temperature checks, reduced capacity, people being required to wear face masks, temporarily suspending things like parades and fireworks and character meet and greets.
Yeah, and candidly, both KJ and I feel pretty good, I guess, about the safety protocols that Disney is putting in place. I mean, I guess good enough to the point where we made our park reservations for later in the year where we plan to go, hopefully. Obviously, if things continue to deteriorate or if Disney has to take measures to suspend their opening, then obviously that would change our plans. But we feel like Disney is putting their guests and employees first, and we feel comfortable, as things are now, that we will most likely go.
If you haven't already checked out our video on making park reservations, you definitely should, especially if you have to make your reservations on Friday, June 26th or on Sunday, June 28th. We just talked about some helpful tips and tricks that helped us get our reservations. Again, it was very stressful, so make sure you check that out. So like John said, we really are keeping our fingers crossed. We really are hoping to go. Making those reservations got us really excited. As long as the cases eventually start to go down, that is our plan, to go back.
Right, because if it doesn't, the words we could hear next is Disney is delaying its opening dates.
And that would be very unfortunate. And this isn't just an East Coast problem. This is happening on the West Coast too.
Yeah, in fact, the website change.org has already gotten over 50,000 signatures on a petition for Disneyland to not open on its proposed date of July 17th. Now here's the thing with Disneyland. Its proposed opening is still pending local government approval. It's worth seeing if these signatures go a long way in that approval never coming.
John and I have been talking, we're wondering, since they haven't approved it yet, and these signatures are happening, maybe it will have a bigger impact than it could in Florida since that has already been approved.
But it's worth pointing out that up until this point, Disney remains steadfast in opening their parks on July 11th, July 15th, and July 17th. In fact, Disney CEO Bob Chapek said the following: "I think what we can say is that we've done everything we can to open up responsibly, taking the guidance of local health officials, state health officials, national health officials, plus our own well-qualified doctors and staff to create an environment, to create new operating procedures, to create new policies, to do new training, new standards of hygiene." There's really no easy decision for Disney to make, because right now we talked about many of their 70,000 theme park employees being furloughed. If the parks don't open on their proposed dates, it would mean those employees probably still remain furloughed. So Disney has that delicate balance of rushing a reopening, which neither of us believe they're actually doing, and getting their employees back to work.
What do you guys think about all of this? There is so much news. I feel like every time we turn on the TV, open up our Instagram, Twitter, there is always so much new information coming out. This is just the latest. I mean, it's crazy. It seems like every day there's something new. What do you guys think? Do you think this is going to impact the parks opening? We're curious about your thoughts.
I'd also be curious to see what side of this you may fall on. Just let us know in the comments. Maybe there are some people out there who do agree that the parks should be delayed a couple of weeks or months even.
Are any of you guys Florida residents? What do you think? Let us know.
And we'll continue to let you know everything we're hearing about the parks reopening. Hopefully it does happen on July 11th and July 15th as planned. And now, literally just as we were speaking about Disneyland and whether it could reopen on July 17th, Disney literally just announced, just now, that it will not open on July 17th. It has been delayed to an indeterminate time. Should point out that it's not related to the petition, well, at least not on Disney's part. It is related to California will not approve the reopening proposal until after July 4th. Even if it's approved after that point, it does not give Disney enough time to open the parks for the July 17th opening, which they'd hoped for, which also would have marked the 65th anniversary of Disneyland opening back in 1955. It also means that the hotels will not be able to open on July 23rd.
So while Disneyland is postponing their opening, Downtown Disney is still opening on July 9th. So if you are on the West Coast, at least you still have that to look forward to. It's better than nothing right now.
And there's no reason to jump to the conclusion that because the opening of Disneyland was delayed, the opening of Disney World would be delayed, because Florida has already approved Disney World's reopening. So the only thing that could really prevent Disney World from opening on July 11th and July 15th respectively would be the health situation in Florida or pressure from the signatures on the petition of delaying those openings.
We hope you guys enjoyed this video where we literally had breaking news as we were filming. If you guys like this video, please
give us a thumbs up,
hit that subscribe button,
ding that notification bell,
and leave us a comment. There was a lot we told you guys here. Let us know your thoughts below. What do you think of Disneyland delaying their opening? Do you think it will impact Disney World? Let us know. We want to hear from you.
And we'd also like to hear from you about whether you think the park should reopen on July 11th, July 15th. We've now found out that Disneyland will not open on its projected timeline. Do you think Disney World should open on theirs?
Comment down below. And with that, we will see you guys real soon. Bye.
See you at the park as soon as it opens, hopefully.